needed the perfect place to relax or have a vacation? Well, on Hawaii Island, you can have all of these, and I will be able to tell you how. In the next few moments, I will be able to tell you a few fun facts about Hawaii, some really fun places to go, and some awesome activities that you'll be able to also do. Starting out, I was able to get a lot of information off of Info Please by Columbia Encyclopedia, copyright 2007. And a few things it talked about was that, as you can see here, Hawaii is in the Pacific Ocean, and it also is the biggest island out of the whole Hawaiian chain, and it itself is called Hawaii. It is the largest island, and it's also the youngest island out of all of them. It also has the biggest island out of all of them. Here on South Point, which is the bottommost part of Hawaii, it is the most southern point in all of the United States. Now, Hawaii is basically subdivided into two sections: the northern, eastern, wet side, where there's lots of mountains and rainforest, and then also the southern, western, dry side, where it's like desert. The longest river out of the Hawaiian Islands is on Hawaii, and it's called the Wakaku River. There is also Hilo, which is the wettest city in all of the United States actually as well, and it's the biggest one on the island. And then Hawaii has many different vegetational regions, such as snowcap, desert. There's also grassland and rainforest. There's just many different ones. And then also the main commercial products for Hawaii would be pineapple and also sugarcane. A few great places to go on Hawaii, which I've actually been to a few of myself, and a lot of them, they are musts that you have to go to because they're just so important and all about Hawaii, would be Waipio Valley, which is sort of a more rainforest place with a lot of different fruits that you can just like get right off the trees and eat. And then there is also the Black Sand Beach, where the sand is actually black. There's Hilo's Japanese Gardens, where you can learn a lot about the Japanese history. There's also Kona Coast, which is more of a rocky beach, but it's where you can look for a whole bunch of little different critters, such as crabs. There's also the Volcanoes National State Park, where you can learn all about volcanoes there. There's also Kakuia Oi Beach, which is one of the nicer beaches where you can just sit back and relax and enjoy yourself. There's also the Star Observatories, where you can look over the whole island and basically see everything. And then there's also Hoiaopu Landing Point, which is where the first natives in Hawaii came to, and there's lots of history there. And then there's also La Port Oi Surf Point, which is where there's really big waves and it's a fun place to surf. Now, from this book, Hawaii, the Big Island Revealed, by Andrew Doherty, it gives you a whole bunch of information on Hawaii itself and some really fun things to do there. More of my few favorite ones that a few which I've done myself and enjoyed a lot, would be boogie boarding, and then also stargazing, which is actually one of my favorites. And the stargazing is really neat here because there is not a lot of lights and the air is a lot cleaner here, and so they're really clear. There's also ocean tours where you can go whale watching, which is also really neat if you actually see some. And then there's biking. A really good place to do that would actually be on South Point in the grassy hills. A few fun ones would be, and more popular ones, would be kayaking, Kalakuyu Bay, and then also snorkeling at Captain Cook. Then there's many different sports there that you can try. For a few of the more daring ones, there's like hang gliding, and then for a more relaxing one, there's things such as a few golf courses and tennis. Then there's also some interesting ones, such as spelunking in the volcanic caverns there. So now that you've learned all about Hawaii, the last thing to do is actually go there. And it will be an experience that will be like no other. I've now told you everything that you can possibly know about Hawaii, do, and see. And so, the last thing to do is to actually be able to experience it. Your greatest adventure begins with your first step. Thank you very much.